hello, 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 good people. Happy day. Happy Thursday. It is March 23rd, and today is my 23rd day of going live. Yes! I just wanted to do that. Thank you for indulging me. So, happy day, you all. Happy Thursday. Um, Listen, I'm going to jump right into the content because I need to be done in about 15, 20 minutes. Alrighty, so here we go. Today we're talking about clarity. Um, I think I titled this Need Clarity, Take Action. So first I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to my sister. Hey Candy. Hi Miss Candy. Um, and I want to thank you, Candy, for listening to my lives, giving me feedback, just having conversation, letting me know that it's landing and it's resonating. And like I said yesterday, if I just reach one person, I'm doing my job. Okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So, I really appreciate you. I love you to the moon and beyond. You, my NZ and G. Hey G. So the idea for this live came from my conversation with my sister, and I was just sharing how, um, as a result of me consistently going live and bringing content to you all over, these last now 23 days, I am getting more and more clear about who I serve, how I serve you, and um, what types of content I can bring before you that will help you, and how I can be an impact on your life. And so that clarity didn't come from me just thinking about all of this. That clarity came from me pressing that go live button every day and just jumping in and doing what needs to be done. There were days and will be days where I'm like, I'm not sure what I'm talking about, or I'm not sure, what I should talk about. But, but the clarity doesn't come until I do the thing. And so I just want to talk to you a little bit about uh, clarity and action, and how if you want clarity, you got to take action. Clarity does not come from thinking. And more specifically, clarity does not come from overthinking. How many of us are overthinkers? Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I go here or should I go there? What if I do this and don't do that? Oh, it makes my head hurt. I'm not an overthinker at all. I've had a conversation with my good friend Sonia, my BFF, for over 40 years now, but you know, I am a jumper. I will figure it out on the way down. I am not an overthinker. But I recognize that there are people who kind of want to know what the right answer is, and cannot step out until they have the right answer. That they know that they're making the right decision. So I'm going to stick a pin in that for a second and just again reiterate that clarity does not come from thinking or overthinking. Clarity comes from doing. You have to step out. You have to take a step. In fact, you can think yourself right out of success. You can think yourself right out of success, meaning you can spend all the time in the world thinking and pondering and deciding again and being indecisive and all things. And while you're doing that, success is all the way over there because you have not taken the step towards success. Why? Because you're thinking about it. Stop it. Overthinking breeds inaction. Overthinking breeds inaction. Overthinking breeds inaction. Once you take action, all of those thoughts that you are thinking, all of those ideas that are running around and playing ping pong in your head will stop once you take action. Once you take action. Once you take action, all those thoughts, all those ideas, all the questions, all the things, all of it will stop. All of it will cease once you take action because action gives you feedback. Action gives you feedback. Feedback you'll never receive until you take action. There were some things that I was thinking about and wondering about or trying to figure out before I took action, before I started coming live consistently. And now, guess what? I got some feedback. I got some feedback. Now I know what my next step is going to be. But I would not have gotten that feedback if I hadn't taken action. So, action gives you feedback, feedback that you would not otherwise have gotten until you have taken the action. There's no loss in taking action. There's no loss in taking action. You're either going to get one of two things. When you take action, you're either going to get one of two things. You're either going to win because you took the step, you got the outcome, you got the result. You took the step, you got the result. Or two, you'll learn something. You'll get feedback and then you'll know what to do the next time or you'll know what next step to take. So, but in either of those instances, you don't lose. You either win or you learn. And so, why are we not deciding? Why are we not taking action? Why are we trying to figure it all out before we take a step? Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Decisions are neither good or bad. They're just decisions. Stop defining your decision. Your decision is neither good and or bad. It's just a decision. It's just a decision. And if you make a decision and take a step and get clarity, then if that decision turned out to be one where you learned something rather than, you got your outcome that you were desiring. So again, you're either going to get the outcome or you're going to learn something. Let's say you didn't get the outcome, but you did learn something. And so now guess what? You get to make another decision based on now you have some education behind, some stuff. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, so I gotta go this way instead of that way. It's all about learning. And so I cannot impress upon you enough that whether you decide or you don't, the decision has been made. And again, that decision is you get to stay stuck by not making a decision. And nobody wants to be stuck. So I want to give you 6 things that you can do to help you to take action, take action, and gain clarity. Number one, trust yourself. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. You make decisions all day long, every day. All day long, every day. All day long, every day. And you've made decisions all your life. You decided to get married. You decided to get a divorce. You decided to have a baby. You decided to live single. You decided to get this job. You decided to do that. You decided to do that. You have been making decisions all your life. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Okay, number one. Number two, exercise your resourcefulness and your creativity. Again, This kind of goes hand in hand with trusting yourself. You know some stuff. You know, you've done some things, you've had some experiences, you've learned some things up until this point. Use that resourcefulness, use that creativity to help you to take the first step. Not the 10th step, not the 20th step, but the first step. And each step you make, you're just taking one step, unless you hopping, hop. And even then, that's still, you're using 2 feet, but you're just taking one step. So, exercise your resourcefulness and your creativity. Number three, do some research. Do some research. Again, it's all about taking action. You can do some research, but after you do the research, take a step. Again, just one. Take a step. Trust yourself. Exercise your resourcefulness and your creativity. Number three, do some research. Number four, talk to somebody. Talk to somebody who has done what it is that you're trying to do. If you're really that overwhelmed with having to make a decision, then talk to someone. Don't, if you can't figure it out, which I think you can, but if you cannot, then talk to someone. Talk to someone who has done it, someone who has maybe more knowledge than you. That goes hand in hand with doing your research. But the point is to keep it moving. Don't get bogged down. Don't get stuck in the whole decision making process. Girl, just jump and trust that there's going to be a net at the bottom to catch you, and there will be. Okay, if you're feeling stuck and you don't know what to do, you don't know what step to take first, then make a list of all the things that you could or maybe should do. I don't like using the word should, but let's just stay with could. Make a list of all the things you could do towards getting you to that thing, whatever that thing is for you. And then once you make the list, pick one of the things and get started. The idea is to take action. And again, once you take action, you will gain clarity. You will learn some things. You will get feedback, and then you'll be able to know what the next step is that you should take. But as I say, the hardest step to take is always the first one, but it doesn't have to be hard. You have made the decision to allow it to be hard, but it doesn't have to be hard. Okay, so make a list of all the things that you can do and start with step one and then go. And then I don't want you to stop thinking about what it is you can't do. Stop thinking about what it is you can't do. Because what you can't do it in this moment because why? You haven't gotten all the feedback that you need in order to gain more knowledge about this thing. You won't get any of that until you take a step. You won't learn what it is you need to do next until you take that first step. Okay, and then if all of this fails, if for some reason you don't trust yourself, if for some reason you have decided you're not going to exercise your resourcefulness and your creativity, if for some reason you ixnay the research A, and you decide, okay, yeah, I don't even know where to start with the research. Or if you don't want to talk to somebody for whatever reason that might be, or for some reason you don't want to make a list, why I just don't understand why not. But if all of that fails, hire a coach. Hire a coach. A coach will help you to figure out what step to take. And they're not going to belabor the issue. They're going to challenge you. They're going to support you. They're going to hold space for you. They're going to hold you accountable. And that's what you need, somebody to push your behind off the ledge if you are too afraid to jump on your own. And guess what? Again, like I said, you jump, there will be a net. Okay? So If you need clarity, take action. If you're not sure on all the things that need to be done, just take the first step. Just take the first step and take it with the understanding that you will either win or you will learn. You will either win or you will learn. Okay? And once you take the first step, you gain a little clarity, you gain a little knowledge, you gain feedback, and then you can take the next step. But we're not skipping steps, we're taking step by step by step by step. Because the more steps you take, the more action you take, the more clarity the more clarity you gain. And then, my friend, you are moving yourself from a place of inactivity and being stuck to now being unstoppable and successful. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. I will see you tomorrow. I hope this has been amazing. I think it's amazing. I think I'm gonna take a step. I love you guys. Smooches.